sir. Yes, sir. Gritty and Wylie show. You already know what it is, man.
Hottest in the city, yes, Wylie and it's gritty. If you wanna know about the work, tap in with me.
Yo. You already know what time it is. It's that time of the week. It's 7 p.m. on a Tuesday. So that means it's the Gritty and Wylie show. What's up? What up? Yo, man, my man Wylie on the way. Wylie is on his way. Man, I want to shout out first, thank God, for my wife, man. She's a soldier, man. She's, we fighting this foot thing still. We getting more news about possibly another surgery. We got God on our side. We're going to make sure everybody who messed up is going to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? She got a book coming out, a YouTube channel coming out. She doing her thing. So shout out to my wife, Mika T. What's up, baby? Shout out to my granddaughter, Lala. She was on the episode last week. Lala, pop, love you. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my subscribers, viewers, like, share. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys showing the love. We love you guys. You know what I mean? Mad love to everybody out there really tuning into the show. Shout out to my man Q behind the lens, 4K. Got me looking real fresh out here. I need a cut, I know. You know what I mean? But it's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Don Peasy. If you missed any of those playoffs or any of March Madness, that's your fault. You should have been hollering at my man Don P. He'll get you tapped in for the low. Holla at him, Don P, Easy TV. That information will be on the screen. Check it out. Shout out to my man Preacher Pat, man. The whole gang gonna be packed in the next couple of weeks. Preacher Pat, what up, boy? Holla at me, man. We miss your word, man. We're gonna get you right. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody out there at SFA, all the coaches that's locked in. You know what I'm saying? You see where I'm at? I'm in a house that Mark Oliver built, you know what I'm saying? Got the boys behind me, putting in the work. That's what we do. You already know what it is. You know what I mean? So the first topic I want to jump off with is the playoffs, man. If you watched the play-in last night, it was some big-time games. If you was watching that Golden State game last night, you saw my man Jimmy Buckets go to work. I'm not sure what's going on with Memphis. You know what I'm saying? There's Golden State versus Memphis last night. Memphis is looking kind of funny. I don't know. It looked like it might be time for a change or something needs to go down with my man John Morant. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling a vibe last night. I mean, I definitely was liking what I saw out of Jimmy Buckets, though. He went to work. Everybody was asking him to score the ball, so he got ahead and put that ball in that rim yesterday for real. Him and Steph went for like 70 points. You know Curry going to show up. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a travesty that they didn't win that that last game against the Clippers. I felt like it was going back and forth. I think Draymond missed the layup. Boom. Game over. You know what I'm saying? So they're the 7th seed now, I think it is. So they played the play-in game is for the 7th seed. Golden State won. So I'm saying. So the Golden State is in. And then we had the Magic and Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? So all the Florida Orlando boys, Orlando pulled it out. It was a good game. I actually checked it out last night. Orlando got a lot of good young players, you know what I'm saying? So I think they get a good young veteran. I think they're going to be all right in the future, you know what I'm saying? So I like what I saw with Orlando. The Hawks, I don't know what direction they're going in. Trae Young is a phenom. They've got a couple of young pieces, but I just don't think they contenders anytime soon. So there's a few young guys that may need to change the crib. You know what I'm saying? I think Trae Young is one of them, Ja Morant, and New Orleans didn't even make the playoffs. I think they need to get rid of Zion and make some moves. You know what I'm saying? But so tonight's games are popping. I know there's the East and the West. I'm not sure exactly who's playing tonight, so I don't want to misspeak. But I know it's some bottom teams trying to get in and play in. I think I saw Toronto playing tonight. I think a couple other teams is playing tonight. My man Wylie usually has all that information, so we know we're missing him right now. But I think the play-in is a good look for the NBA, though. I think it keeps everything interesting. I think at the end of the day, having those final teams really playing for something is very important for, like, the league and money and all that. You know what I'm saying? So Shout out to the NBA. Shout out to my man Kevin Knox. He's rocking with Golden State. I see him out there. You know what I'm saying? Put him in, coach. Put him in. You know what I mean? He got something to give. Put him in. You know what I mean? Shout out to all these kids in the portal, man. There's a lot of kids in the college portal looking for a new location. I just think that this whole thing with the college basketball has gotten a little crazy. College sports, period. You got guys holding out and shit now. This shit is crazy. I was just watching something recently on ESPN. A quarterback for Tennessee, he's decided to hold out. You know what I mean? So, like, it's gotten to that where kids can hold out, not show up, and demand more money. So I think Tennessee was like, nah, we're not paying you $7 million. We was giving you like 2.5, 3, but we're not paying you 7. So he held out. He took the advice from all his advisor and his peoples to leave the school. So now he's in the portal. But the thing with the situation, how he did it was he can't play for an SEC team. So he basically, you know, put himself out of that league and see if he could get that money in another league, which I don't think he could get $7 million anywhere else. So he's going to have to settle for the money that Tennessee was going to pay him. Go figure. A quarterback, so he's trying to be, trying to hold out as far as the money. These kids is making a lot of money in college, man. So now you don't see the one and done as much anymore, unless you like a Cooper Flag or a top 5 draft pick that's guaranteed all of this money and endorsements. So you got to be careful on how that, how that works, you know what I'm saying? So you just want to make sure that you really investigate the college you're going to. You know what I mean? These colleges got money, they paying these kids, and you got to get your bag. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at these kids for getting their money. A lot of kids is talking about where they going and transferring because of the money. And you got to remember, some of these kids will never make it to the NBA. So the money, you got to get it now. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the money now. It's about getting the bag. Oh, who we got in the building?
You talking about bag talk?
The bag talk. The bag talk. The bag talk. Wylie.
You talking about bag talk?
Yo, we talking about the bag talk. Wylie.
Hey man, first and foremost, it's been 2 weeks since we've been on this session together. My God, he was out there. He was out there in Houston, out there in Atlanta, making it shake.
You know what I'm saying?
You see where we at? We at the work. The work never stops. Last episode, we was out here with the work. You see the work behind us.
Man.
If a couple of them airball, that's not the work that we show.
Nah, they're bugging out. Nah, so I was just talking to the people about these college kids, transfer portal, all the holding out, all the politics about getting money.
And it's not just in basketball, it's all the sports.
All
you see
the
what
sports.
They did with the kid at Tennessee, the quarterback?
Yeah, I was just talking about that.
That's crazy.
Right, he held out for a bigger bag, so they released him. So this is no longer amateur sports.
Nah,
you know
it can't be. It can't be amateur sports.
This is about getting money, you know what I mean?
It's got to be about getting money because at the end of the day, these kids are getting paid in high school.
Right,
so when they get to college, this ain't nothing new.
Nothing new.
They trying to figure out what's going on, why I'm not getting paid here, why I got to show up to here. They talk about he coming late to practice and all this and all that.
And they saying, well, he getting more money.
Right.
I need to be getting more money.
Right, and that's the thing. It's like at the end of the day, that's the downside of NIL.
Right,
it start turning into the Wild Wild West.
Right.
When I see that, I'm like, they said we're moving on.
Right.
I'm like, how you move on from a kid that's going to school there?
They basically like, yo, he holding out for more bread. We ain't trying to provide the more bread.
He got to go to school though. He got to get a degree, ain't it?
Got to get a degree.
Or they not thinking about that.
Nah, they not even thinking about that. And then they did a report saying that he's not even a top 5 in the SEC.
No, he's not.
They just saying, but they saying that it's turning into I'm so important to the team that I need y'all to pay me like I'm that man.
Right, but he not that guy.
He's not that guy, but he trying to get a bag.
Nah, that's crazy.
I'm not mad at him. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah.
But you know what? At the end of the day, a lot of these kids don't ever make it to the big show.
No, they don't.
So I would say get your money.
Yeah. Nah, I mean. But he seemed like he was in the mix, though.
Yeah.
If you in the mix, you can't play around with it because you got to understand you still got to go to the league.
Right,
you see stuff happening with Shador, his draft stuff.
Right. So what happens is these scouts and these guys at the next level are saying, oh, okay, this is that kind of dude.
Yeah.
He holding out on the school.
he gonna hold out on a contract if we trying to, negotiations and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, get your money if you know that this is the pinnacle. Like, if you know that this is the highest that you're gonna be,
get
take your bread.
I think one of your guys is transferring again or looking to transfer. Dylan Mitchell.
Yeah,
But I think he
it's
went
his fourth year.
Right, he went to the combine.
Yeah.
They told him some stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe he feel like I gotta cash out while I'm in college.
Hey, hopefully we can have him on the show so he can talk about what his situation is. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That's the biggest
right,
thing. I mean,
right.
I would love for you to come up on the show, Dill. Holla at us.
Let us know about the business of college sports.
Yeah, because you got it. He ranked number 4 coming out of high
school.
You know what I'm saying?
And then Texas kind of kept him in the Dunkers role.
He had the switch of the coaches. Beard had went over there.
Right.
And
then transfer to the Cincinnati for the bread.
Yeah. And they did all right, but then it wasn't as good as Texas had did.
Right. So now you in limbo.
He was in the Elite 8.
Right. Now you're looking for more money.
Right.
So the question is, sometimes now is it just about the money?
Right, because Janai Broom wasn't a high NIL guy at first.
Right. Now he's on every commercial. Every time I turn on the gram, my man getting a bag.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? But he the people champ though. He
right.
like the
100%.
He the story of a guy who got it out the mud.
100%.
He's the story of a guy nobody believed in.
That's the story.
He made it. He's self-made.
But that's the story that we preach.
That's the story we preach.
At the end of the day, if you want to make it, you got to go that route. Because it might take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But at the end of the day, you're going to get what you want. He a lottery pick.
Yeah, easily a lottery pick. I was having this argument about Janai Broom, who's the Auburn legend, or Derek McQueen.
Oh, Derek Queen?
Yeah, Derek Queen.
So both of those guys, I watched Derek Queen.
Went to Mount Vernon.
I'm a Maryland DMV, but I watched him when he was at Mount Vernon when he was there with Dylan. And at first I was like, he a little goofy, chubby little kid.
Right.
But he's still nice. Like, he got that grown man strength on him, grown man body.
He's stretched out a little bit to 6'10".
But he can.
Yeah.
He got a little Jimmy with him.
And he got the package.
Yeah.
So who would you take? JB4 or you would go with?
Am I looking in the league sense or am I looking?
League?
Okay.
The league. We talking about the league in a sense
I think it depends on what I need.
Right, and where he get drafted.
Because if I need a solid big, like a Zach Edey type big,
to win now, I
probably go Janai. But if I need somebody that's going to be the face of the franchise,
grow with the other young guys.
That's going to be somebody that can come in and assume because. That's the other thing. With an older guy, there might be some pushback. There might be, I know what's going on, coach.
Right.
But it's like, nah, you ain't been at this level yet.
Right.
Queen, he can't say nothing. He 19.
No.
So it's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I think who you said?
Oh, I'm going to go with JB4. I know he's a winner.
Yeah. No,
I know what he's about.
Yeah.
And I know he put in the work.
Yeah.
Now, is he as talented as Derek? Maybe not. That's debatable. But is he a winner?
But I mean, we do know that Queen is a winner because of Maryland is a winner because of Queen.
Yeah.
And he's a winner at Dairy Queen.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He got that NIL bag.
Right, you're right.
So, I don't know.
At this point, though, JB4 may be a little bit more polished to win now.
If I'm on a win now situation, I'm definitely going JB4. If I got some time to play around, my team ain't that good. Like if I'm looking like the Phoenix Suns. We don't have any draft picks, so I don't.
Right.
But if we're looking like the Phoenix Suns, I might go.
You still talking about the Phoenix Suns?
There are 29 teams.
Didn't they just get rid of the coach?
There are 29 teams that are either in the playoffs, the play-in.
I've been telling this dude, Phoenix.
There are 29 teams that are either in the playoffs, the play-in, or have a lottery pick. Or a draft pick at that. There's one team that doesn't have any of those.
Phoenix. Because they gave up everything to get 3 guys that don't fit.
All I'm saying is.
They don't fit. Durant, Booker, Bill don't fit.
Look.
But I don't think it took a genius to understand that.
It didn't take a genius. I knew that when we got Bill. I said, what else is we getting? And then I realized how much he was getting.
Hey, for all those cats that thought Luka and LeBron wouldn't fit. Well, I don't know, Bron. That groin. That groin. Hey, but they number 3. We good.
No. You right. You in the playoffs.
We got Minnesota.
Nah, that's some smoke though. How you feel about that?
I feel like I'm okay with that matchup. I'd rather it beat Minnesota than Denver.
And off.
Ant could go for 100.
No, don't piss him off because
go for
remember,
100.
it's not about Bron. It's about Luka. They beat him last year.
Right, but I like my man Vanderbilt to come off the bench and to settle him down if he get too crazy.
But you know that used to be his teammate. He know about Vando.
Right.
He know about Vando.
He know Vando
what he
gonna
do.
sit.
But he know what he gonna do. Ant been working on his bag for 2 years. He might hit it with and Vando go down.
But you know what? To be real though, I don't think the team is as good as they were last year.
No, they're not. They're not.
And with that said, I just think that they're a little bit more vulnerable.
Yeah, because I mean they got rid of Cat. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what Julius Randle has been doing all season. Is he hurt? Is he playing? Is
he regular?
I just don't watch the Timberwolves too much. I watch Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, I think Randle is like I don't know, he might be just wishy-washy type dude. Like I've seen some good games, but I don't see no consistency.
That's what it looked like.
But he did that in New York.
But all I'm saying is AR going to have to step up this series because when is he coming back?
Oh, Bron will be back.
But I'm saying, is he back? You know, that growing.
Yeah, not Bron back. You ain't see him before the break? Before they just had their little intermission, he was doing his thing.
I mean,
I think he won a game. They lost the Bulls in overtime, half-court shot.
But then that growing,
the growing. He going to have some growing issues, man.
But he's 40.
Yeah, but him.
He is, but is he trying to be him right now at 40 and sacrifice his body and leave the game like Cole?
Luka, you got it. Holla at me in the fourth.
But when has Luka had it, though?
Luka can have it for 3 quarters.
He had Kyrie, though.
I need Luka for 3
quarters. But he had Kyrie, though, all playoffs. He wasn't guarding the thing.
But Kyrie is not LeBron.
But Luka got to guard Ant.
But we got AR-15.
He can't guard Ant.
No, I got Vanderbilt.
He can't guard Ant.
He can make Ant work.
Remember, Ant led the league.
No, but Ant want to shoot the 3.
He's the youngest 3-point leader.
Ant out making babies.
I can't.
Ant want to make a new baby, a playoff baby.
He trying to make a playoff baby?
He going to be in L.A. He going to be in L.A.
He paid.
He going to be in L.A. for a week. He paid the 1.5.
Up front?
I know.
I ain't never heard of that. You ever heard of that?
No, but you know what he said? Just leave me alone. Beat it.
No, this is what he said. But the kid
is not my son. Hey, but here's 1.5.
That's what he said. He said, just in case it is, if you want to, hey, look.
Right,
I ain't never seen that ever. That's what, you know what that means? I'm locking in for the playoffs.
You know what that means? I got that bread.
He got that
1.8. Here, hold that.
Bread.
Hey, what do you tell your kid, though, when he get like 18? Be like, yo, son, I already paid.
Nah, he could probably pull back around and be like, look, I'm Ant Edwards.
Right.
I'm your dad. I don't know who you is. I'm your dad.
Hey, yo, son, I already paid. I'm good.
I prepaid. We made sure we RSVSP'd.
Yo, when does it become where you could prepay for your kid?
Ant.
You could cash out early.
Hey, that might be the newest thing now.
That's
you
hard.
just pop it out and
that's crazy.
Once you see the paternity, once you see the 2 lines.
Hey,
instead of paying for that plan B.
You call your attorney, send that.
Send that right now. That. I don't care how much it is. But that's smart,
not in increments. Send that whole thing so we can avoid that fee for incrementation.
Look, I'm not vouching for it, but he is a smart man because you got to already pay the child support. That's a set number.
But just imagine if he wore Jimmy. Jimmy's cost $2. And the NBA give him out for free probably. Merch. The NBA gives out free condoms when you move. When they get you, when they unload the bus,
they got a class.
They got a cookie jar full of them shits.
No, they got
when
a class.
When they unload the bus, just imagine when they pull up to a city, they unload the bus. As you unload, there is a cookie jar.
They say,
and it's full of condoms.
But they say take one.
Nah, it says take as many as you need.
They ain't tell Zion that though.
No, they didn't.
Zion's got to go to jail. Because he hitting. Mariah Mills, have you seen the pics?
Nah, I ain't even see it.
Yo, she built like this. She walking around
That's
like
a criminal
these.
act, man.
I don't know what Zion doing.
Yo, young fellas.
Y'all got to make sure y'all wrap it up. Don't be silly.
Because
wrap your women.
Hey, because you guys are role models.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember when I was growing up, Charles Barkley did a commercial. Here it go. Wait, I can't go bald real quick. I'm not a role model. I beat people up in the club and drink beer all day.
Hey, man.
Don't follow me. I'm not a role model.
And it's crazy because look at it. Jalen Green.
You are a role model.
You got Jalen Green.
Crazy crash out.
And
crash out.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Zion was in the playoffs last year.
Hey, John Morant. Hey,
you see them lose. Steph turned back father time.
Right. Hey, wait. Hey, John Morant. Keep
No. This the one.
He always keep this.
No. This the one.
That's the new one.
He said, I'm taking out
Silence
all
the
my.
noise.
He said, I'm taking out all my negative energy, all the haters, and I'm throwing it into the crowd. I'm silencing the noise. Hey, he took a page out of Brian Steele book, out of Young Thug book.
I think they may need to like move him. I don't like the way Memphis look.
I mean, they fired Taylor Jenkins. Yeah. They didn't look too good against the Warriors last night. Yeah. I mean, they came back, but it just Desmond Bane is the highest scorer.
Yeah, I don't like the way they look, man.
I mean, I like Zach Edey. I mean, I like the team on paper.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about it too much because I'm like, Ja, he might be missing games a whole lot. Because he can't stop.
No, that's real.
He did like this one.
Yeah.
Like this one.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to, and he kept it extended.
Right. And they did a little 40, 50,000.
75.
75. Yikes.
75K for.
Man, stop throwing up guns, man.
But there's kids that are still out here shooting, and they not.
I know, bro.
Take care of the kids,
talking
man.
about kids and violence, man. Let's talk about this topic, man. This kid who stabbed the kid at the track meet in the chest.
When did what?
Like last week.
This was at a track meet here?
No. I don't think it was in Florida.
Oh, okay. I was about to
maybe
say
Chicago somewhere. There was a kid. His name is actually
at the
I think his name was
Hannibal.
Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, I know about that situation.
Carmelo Anthony.
They said it was self-defense, though.
But, I'm trying to get the specifics on it. I read on it.
Yeah.
And it kind of is generalized. They said he was in the wrong tent.
Yeah.
With the rival school.
And then they was trying to get at it.
The twin brothers tried to get at him, yoked him up a little bit. And then, he went, I don't know if he had the book bag on him or he went to the book bag.
That's the part that's in the...
Like,
they said he went to the bag.
But my thing, though, is I'm only assuming he always carries a knife.
Well, I mean,
or did he carry it for that meet?
I mean, he in Chicago if he is Chicago.
I'm trying, people, what y'all think? He always, or he just had it for that
That's the thing about
event?
these self-defense situations. Like with kids, it's becoming more and more he said, she said, because the kids is lying before it happened. Like, if he got jumped, I think fair ones is what you got to do. You just got to run the fair ones.
Right, but it was a twin brother situation.
So
it was a matter of just
I seen that happened in high school one time.
Right.
One time they was getting into it, and we played basketball early in the morning before class.
Right.
We wasn't thinking about the huzz back then. But one of the twins, they was fading, and then I see the twin run from way over there. I'm like, what, it was a bat signal or something? Came up, they start fading. So, I mean, I get it, but at the end of the day, you got to let him shoot the fair one. Because if you don't,
they said
he
stabbed him in his chest.
How many times? Just once?
I think it was in the heart, like right in the heart. Killed him.
At a track meet, though.
Yeah.
Not in the streets.
So what kind of, they talking about death penalty?
I don't think you can give the kid the death penalty because I don't know if that's what was in his mind. I don't know if it was premeditated.
I don't know if it was premeditated.
Because that's the difference.
That's what they're trying to put together, that case that he brought the knife to the gun. He brought the knife to the fist fight.
Yeah.
And initiated the blow.
He did. So, I mean, I get it if you give him something, but you can't give him life. And you can't give him the death penalty.
Right, I'd say aggravated manslaughter or something like that instead of premeditated murder.
What you think? 20? Is that a lot?
It depends on the past and his history.
Yeah, no,
if it's a good kid, you got to bust him down, maybe, pause.
Like 7 to 10?
Maybe,
first offense?
First offense, maybe.
But that first offense was a murder.
I know. Yo, Carmelo, man, I don't know the whole story.
We got to pray for him.
I know it turns, at the end of the day, it turns to black kid, white kid dead. So I know that's what transpired.
And I don't
I don't
like the race.
I don't
situation.
know, Q. You could tap in on this. I don't know if it's the same thing if it's black on black.
No, it's not.
I think it's just another black kid dead.
That's what they gonna do. Now, if it's white on white, what happened?
It's the same thing, I think. It's just another white. It's white on white, so it
and
ain't
then they go
enough
take
drama.
it to the legal system, and then
Yeah,
just
it
go
ain't
settle.
enough drama. Yeah, but black kid stabs white kid to
What about
death.
white kid stabs black kid? What
That
happens
might
there?
get some traction because
But I don't know. I don't know if
it
it's
ain't
going to
the
get
same-
justice.
It's not gonna get the same. No, it's not getting.
I don't know if it's going to get justice.
No.
Because that's what
They
the
think
white
justice-
family is saying. They looking for
They
justice.
look. Their justice is locking this little young black kid up in. Young black kid in a cage.
Right.
Until he's old enough to not make sense
They
anymore.
can't hug their son no more.
Right, man.
I
I
mean-
get it, man. I don't.
It's a sticky situation.
Because he had the knife on him for a reason. So I don't know if it was a bully situation and he was just tired of getting bullied because it was a smaller kid. It's a smaller kid,
Right.
and he,
Right.
I just don't understand the whole situation.
That's what we
why
talked about.
why is he around them at a track meet?
We talked about it when we was talking about balling on the beach, man. The green team got to be around.
Right, nah,
They got to make sure that they're all right. If this is
Listen,
rival tent, you can't even
be
get
in
in here.
Right.
Like, that's what it used to be when I
So
was
that's
like,
what I think they're saying is how did he end up in the tent with the other school?
right. It's got to be a little, you can't be here. We got to, especially in a situation where you know that there's a little bit of smoke, a little bit of animosity.
Right.
Because that's what be having to happen with Tech and Spoto and all of that. They have the green team right at the door.
Right.
But
Parents, look into that. Make sure you educate your kids on the violence that's going on out there.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot of things that happen with kids all day, man.
Right.
They're so competitive that it turns into fisticuffs.
Right.
And then unfortunately, somebody's bringing something to the fisticuffs.
That's why, look, it ain't no fair fights no more. Try to negotiate, try to talk, and then at the end of the day, if you gonna look like a Sherm for getting the green team, at least you're not going to jail.
Right, man. There's nothing wrong with notifying an official, notifying the police.
Let
Stay away
5-0
from
know.
the violence. Stay away from criminal acts.
Especially if you a kid.
Yeah,
because if you an adult, I get it. You might have to handle things different types of ways. But if you a kid, at least give yourself a shot. Because if you don't give yourself a shot,
right,
you might not be, looking at the light of day for no more.
Right. And at the end of the day, man, it's just another young black kid caught in the system.
Right.
Trying to figure it out.
Right.
They out
They
there what we got?
They
What we got?
Oh, okay.
Hey,
They
what we
checking
got?
it up. They checking it
Hey,
up.
check ball, man.
Yeah, don't be trying to. They out
check
here trying
ball,
to
man.
rumble. Oh man.
Oh, we need a 30?
They got. You said he got to run that 30.
You got to run that 30? You got to run that 30?
See, we do fair spars.
So we do fair spars. It's an organized, sanctioned, slap a dude to sleep. 30 seconds.
Hey, run that 30. My boys know. We
Right.
grew up
Open
on that.
hand.
We grew up on that.
Open hand.
No,
Best man wins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's sanctioned though.
Sanctioned
We making sure
by
that
the Gritty and Wylie show.
Look. You can place your bet.
You place your bets.
Hey.
We got guys we got underdogs that have overcame the bets.
Overcame adversity. Hey, look, we gonna have to get into the gritty picks probably next episode because the playoffs is kicking in. But who you got for the play-in? You already know the Warriors is in. You already know that the Magic is in.
Right.
So we got.
Hey, actually, tell me tonight's matchups because I knew I gave the people the results about that, but I didn't know the matchup.
So tonight's matchup is Bulls versus Heat.
Right, Bulls and Heat.
And then it's
in the
Mavs
East.
and the Kings.
Mavs and Kings in the West.
Yeah, so who you taking? I think I got Mavs on the West side. I just think AD's been playing spectacular.
Mavs over the Kings.
But I don't know, because DeMar they somehow get in there every year. DeMar and Zach always end up in the playoffs every year.
I like the
somehow.
Mavs, and then for the
Hey.
What's the other
one?
one?
Come on now. It's Bulls versus Heat.
Bulls versus
Let's
Heat.
go. Let's take it home, 305. Let's take it home. I might be a bandwagon, but I work for him, so you know what it is.
Right. You know
But
what?
Kobe
That's
White
gonna be
look nice, though.
No, that's going to be a good matchup.
Kobe White don't like to lose.
No, I know. That's a good matchup.
And Josh Giddey did that thing to y'all.
I know. That's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah.
That's a toss-up for me. Because my man worked with the Heat, I'm going to lean towards the Heat. But that's a good matchup. Because my brother-in-law loved the Bulls.
Right.
So I got that.
It's a
50-50.
It's a mixed match situation, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But tap into the playoffs. You know it's gonna be going all. Gritty and Wylie gonna be talking about it for a long period of time. So if you want to know what's going on, the playoffs is going on. I don't know if we touched on it because I walked in late. But did we talk about the young kid that took his life?
Oh no, we have it, man. Let's talk about
Oh
that,
my
man.
goodness, LSU kid, and what
Yeah,
they're
man.
saying, and
Give them the rundown. Let the people know
So-
what the scenario is, who the kid is, what we talking about.
Kyren Lacy, LSU wide receiver, phenom. Now I'll give you the pretense. He was a kid that was a little bit. I'm not gonna say like from my thought process, but this is what the social media is saying. They were saying he was a little aggravated. You know, he was the one that started off doing this one, and that's why it started getting banned, right? But he's a great kid, you know, doing what he needed to do.
Great receiver.
Great receiver. But what happened was he had ended up in a situation where he's driving. You know, young kid driving, switches lanes where he's not supposed to switch lanes. So the other driver swerves, hits another kid, and unfortunately it kills a older gentleman, right?
Right.
And so what a lot of people are saying is that situation, because he was going to trial that Monday. Well, this Monday that just passed.
Right.
And so what a lot of people were saying that
Mental health?
It might have been either mental health, or he might have been trying to look. He knew what the verdict was going to be, and he didn't want to see the cage.
What? I mean, what we got? Manslaughter?
Yeah,
5, 7, 8 years? It
he
wasn't
didn't want to
intent.
see the cage.
Right, so you see you don't see nothing no
So
more.
that's the thing with the mental health situation.
Right.
If you're not in a good
CTE,
if you're
mental
not-
health.
and that's the other thing they was talking about. It could have been a couple of them hits because they was pulling up some of the hits he had during the season. You know, it shake around
Had
that
his
brain,
scramble.
that that chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
Right.
It starts shaking around the brain
And had
it
him just
swell up. So disoriented. That might have been one of the situations. But regardless of the situation,
Why was nobody watching over this
that's
kid?
what I'm saying. But he was my age. He was
Right.
24.
But it's still knowing that he's going through this.
Yeah, he is going through a situation like that.
Man, and the last episode I had my daughter on here, Kiki
Yeah.
Sandoval, talking about mental health and
Of
paying
athletes,
attention to these kids.
Yeah.
So after that situation went down, because weeks have passed since the incident, right?
Right.
So where's the family just making
sure that they're consulting him, being his support system, and that's
Right.
the thing. That's the thing. You got to check up on your people, because in May it's Mental Health Awareness Month. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So we trying to start it off early. Trying to make
Early,
sure
man.
that you know checking in with your people. Even if you think that you don't need to call them, call them.
Call them,
See
man.
what's going on, because that call could be what saves their lives, man. Because it's way too many young people taking their lives for no reason. It's
You know
too
what I
much
mean?
life to live. You
And
know
that's
what I'm saying?
and you know, at the end of the day, man, that just is a sad situation, because
is.
you know, at the end we don't really have all the facts of
Right.
why he did it.
Right.
We just know he's no longer here.
And that's what I don't like, is that these media outlets is trying to paint him as one thing without knowing all the facts.
All the facts,
And then on the
man.
same sense, a lot of these people are saying, "Oh, well, he's a 5-star athlete. He was a lottery pick. He was gonna get drafted pretty high. We don't got no sympathy for him." It's like, but that's still a human being. At the
Yeah,
end
that's
of the
still a
day,
young
man.
kid.
He still
that
got a family.
Right, that doesn't get to live out his dreams of playing in the big leagues.
He was right there too, and that's
right
the crazy
there, the
thing
draft
about
is
it.
in the next week,
It's in the next week.
and he just felt so much pressure that he thought the best thing to do was to take his own life.
Hey,
Yo, man.
hey,
RIP,
condolences,
man. Condolences.
RIP. Hey, prayers to your family, everything like that. You know, it affected a lot of people. I know some people that was in, wide receivers in his age
circle.
and in his circle and everything like that. So prayers to them as well. It's tough, man. It's a tough road, and it's
Yeah,
hard
man.
to really do it without that covering.
Right, and that's why I think it's important that these athletes have mandatory hours with a mental health counselor.
They have to.
I just think that the pressures. I think, just talking to my son, because my son is my greatest teacher.
Right.
And he tells me all of the like just imagine as a freshman how much pressure was on him.
Oh, I know. I was there.
You know what I'm saying?
I
And
was there.
At the time, I was on deal with it. This is part of success. You got to
Right.
deal. Not really understanding that he was going through something.
Right.
He was going through this is a lot.
Yeah.
I remember him feeling like the school is I got to carry the school.
Right.
As a freshman.
Right.
And I was more about the get it done. This is what we've been planning for anyway.
Right.
But when I look back, it was so much pressure that he didn't even really, he
didn't know how to operate.
He had issues dealing with it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't. have healthy coping mechanisms. And sometimes they don't know how to talk to their parents. They don't know how to articulate their feelings.
Right.
But with a mental health therapist and a specialist,
you can talk it out without no judgment.
And they probably know what you going through before you know what you going through.
Right,
so they can
right.
bring it out for you, and then you can talk about and elaborate on those emotions that you feel.
I just had a conversation with QB1.
Yeah.
A.K.A. J-Dub.
Oh,
AKA,
Slimy Boys. I was seeing what them boys was doing out there.
So check this out. Me and him was talking the other day.
Right.
And he was telling me since his weekend.
Yeah.
Like 40, 50 new followers. Since this weekend.
Yeah.
DMs about
where you want to go, NIL,
whether it's this or that.
Yeah.
And, can we take a picture?
Right.
Like just the amount of attention he's had since this weekend.
Right.
He said, like, Coach, man, I don't know if this is what I want.
Right.
I want to be great at it, but I don't know if I want
the stardom, the fame.
all the constant attention that is required when you become a Instagram sensation.
And that's the hard thing about it, because it's like, as a kid, you don't know who to trust, because some of these things, your parents have never had.
Right.
Your parents have never had
and
that
if they
level
don't
of
even
success.
talk to their parents sometimes.
Right.
Q, did you have a conversation with QB1 about the success of this weekend? And kind of like how to manage your social media behind it.
Right.
Because it just floods.
Right. No, it
floods.
do.
Like any success on social media will have you all of a sudden waking up to 50 new followers, 100 new followers,
Hey,
DMs.
The Gritty and Wylie show.
The Gritty and
we
Wylie
having to
show.
see it all. I mean, we
constantly
300 subscribers
Right,
out of nowhere.
right.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo.
And it's part of success, though. You know what I mean? You got to be.
Yeah.
But when you at that age,
It's
when you're
hard.
at adolescent, you got to talk it out with an adult.
Right.
You got to talk it out with your parents.
Right.
Get them to help you manage it.
Right.
Get them to help you discuss some of the things that you see.
Right.
Because the thing about this whole social media thing, there's good content and there's bad content.
Yeah.
So just because you got 50 new followers, that don't mean they all glazers.
You might got 50 new haters.
Those could be haters. And then they hitting your DM on just the hate.
Yes.
Yo, man, you whack. I saw you out there. I'm better than you.
I'm trying to follow you, so every post that you post, I'm hating on it.
Right.
Every single
So
post.
you got to be careful out there, parents.
Yeah.
Check your kids' Insta. Make sure you're managing it to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, I got to check my grandson's Insta and his socials and all that.
Yeah.
And not everything is appropriate.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of inappropriate stuff because it's not filtered.
It's not filtered.
And it's not moderated.
And it's not moderated, and it's not enough channels on it.
It's
if the
not.
parent don't create these
parental controls, they got to put them things.
And these channels of this is what I'll allow and not allow. These kids is being exposed to whatever that's going on
and that's
in
the
the
thing.
world.
It's not time. It is not time for parents to be lazy. Now is the time for parents to
lock
be most
in.
vigilant and
Right.
locking in, because there's so much stuff going on that we don't even know information
because you
about.
can have an agent trying to contact your son and he's not a legitimate agent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can have these fake college coaches or fake scouts calling your son.
Right.
Because I remember with Messiah,
Yeah.
he was having conversations I had no clue about.
Right.
I would walk by his room, Q, and be like, who you talking to? Oh, I'm talking to this school from Colorado State. I was like, well, how you talking to him?
He said they got my number.
You know what I'm saying? And then he was 18, so they feel like at that particular age especially,
Right.
they could start holding these private conversations
Right.
with him. I was like, yo, give me the phone.
Let me make sure we.
I had to really get with him on some shit. Like, I don't want you saying nothing that ain't discussed.
Right.
Because he would tell some schools after we went to Kentucky, yo, I'm
I just
good.
went to Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
It's like, yo.
I'm going to Kentucky. I was like, but they didn't offer. He said, well, I went on a visit.
It's like,
live
bruh.
visit. I went on a paid visit. They gonna offer. It don't work like that.
It don't
man.
work like that. It don't work
So,
like that.
Maryland, USF, they was like, yo, man, we heard your son is going to Kentucky. I said, wait, hold ball. Who
How?
told y'all that?
he
said
did.
we talked to him. I said, no, we went on a visit. Everything was dope. But when they didn't offer on our way out, I was
Yeah.
like, I ain't worried about it.
Right.
I'm
But
like,
that's the tough part about it, though, because, a lot of these kids are getting paid in high school. They're
Right.
getting NIL.
so
they're
they
getting-
think they can make their own decisions.
but they don't even know how life work outside of that, because they don't know that this guy who's talking to this guy is talking to this guy, and he might just be talking to him about if we want to even come and look at him.
Don't let this money thing ruin these kids.
Don't.
Because at the end of the day, it don't take much money to get them to do whatever the coaches want them to do.
That's it.
20 bands. These kids is whatever you need me to do.
I was
coach.
talking to a college kid last night, and he was talking about, oh, well, this school wants to pay me, and I'm like, well, did you look at the education? Now, did you look at what the contract looks like? Is it partial or is it full? All of these different situations, and I think that's the thing. It's like at the end of the day, you got to know the logistics behind it, because there's always logistics behind everything that goes on to this. It's a business.
Every money is not good money.
It's not just a game. Y'all be thinking it's just a game. I turn it on, it's entertainment. No, there's a business that goes behind it.
And now that they really getting money and it's out there, the business is crazy. It's unrestricted free agents. Free agency is the portal.
Right.
It's absolutely has gone insane.
Right.
And the problem is that these kids, the love for it is now more of a question than if it's just the bag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
at the end of the day, y'all got to keep up with it. The parents got to keep up with it. The support system, make sure you have a support system for these kids, man. Because at the end of the day, and I'm going to speak right quick, because we got to do our spiritual piece on it as well. Remember, it says the love of money is the root of all evil. So you always got to remember that, because it's not money itself, because money it'll open some doors.
Right.
It'll allow you to have some comfortability.
It's the love of
and there's
money.
Blessings that are going to fall in your lap as long as you wait and you're patient and you're vigilant and you're serving the God that gave you breath.
Right.
But if you're looking at loving money because you love what it can do for you, because you love what it brings you, it'll be the destruction of. Look, Samson and Delilah. Samson had these luscious locks. All these dudes want to be nonchalant dreadheads. Look in the Bible. Samson had these luscious locks, and he thought it was so much power, but he got with a little chick because he had a little bit of motion going on.
Right.
Cut his hair in his sleep, slimed him out.
Slimed him out.
Badly. So now he lose his strength. The towers start falling. He can't hold it up, but then, he can call on the strength of God. And he's able to do what he needs to do. And that's the thing. It's like God will hold you down more than any form of financial stability will. Because that can crumble at a minute's peak. We was talking about it here.
No,
they got Coach. They scammed Coach. And if he was praying to the money, he wouldn't have had his support system to look towards and be like, all right, we good. We gonna do what we need to do. We gonna be balanced. So remember,
I got my money
man,
back too.
He got his
All
bread
praise
back.
due to God.
You know what I'm saying? So remember, the love of money is the root of all evil. So do not be so caught up when somebody say, I got this for you, I got that for you, I got this for you.
Slow down, fella.
Stay with your people, stay with your support system, and stay with the people that are trying to see you be successful beyond what you do.
I get it. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to nobody's guaranteed the next day. So this is what I'm hearing. I'm not guaranteed the next day, Coach. I got to cash out all chips on the table every day I play this sport. I get it. I understand that. But you have to understand this.
Right.
If you love the money, you got to be ready to deal with the consequences of money.
The money. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because in these contracts, it's fine print that say you got to do this to obtain the money.
Right.
So you don't even see the money.
Make sure you read these NILs. Mm-hmm. Make sure you got professionals really reading these contracts. Mm-hmm. Because I just ran into a couple of kids telling me they thought it was NIL, Q, but really it was a loan.
Yep.
But they didn't read.
Yep, they had to pay that back. That happened to one of the kids not too long ago in 2021, 2022. It was one of the kids
they didn't read.
He was going to school
they don't
for 4
say that
years.
They don't have your parents around or nothing. Some of this stuff is these kids in this contract, and they put the bands right next to the contract, and all you see is the bands, and you just go like this.
Because you see them bands, and you like, but you don't know that you're not going to get that to the end of your years, and you got to pay it back. And they want interest on it.
So some of these kids is getting $200,000-$300,000 and got to pay $500,000 back.
And it's crazy because it also says in the Bible.
And I didn't mean to cut you off.
You good.
And they don't make it to the league.
So they paying without bread to pay it. They got to pay it with that Publix check. They got to make payments on that NIL coming back. It's crazy.
Careful.
It's crazy. It also says in the Bible, it is easier for a camel to go through an eye of a needle than a rich man to enter the gates of heaven. So you always want to make sure that you're not just focused on the riches and glory here, because we got somewhere up there.
Right.
And a lot of these kids is so caught up in their emotions are allowing them to be dissuaded here and there because of all of this stuff on this material earth. But there's a
Right.
God in heaven that cares about us every single
Right,
day that we
right.
got to make sure that we locking in with and tapping into, because he going to guide our steps. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder how many kids get this money, Q. I wonder how many kids get this money, and the first thing they do is donate to the church.
Tithe.
You know,
Because you got
donate
that
to the
local
community.
church, that local church that was spending all this time and money putting your stuff
Praying
out there,
you,
praying up on you.
Praying up on you.
You know what I'm saying? Telling
I
you
wonder
to
how
be
much
outside
they
of
really
the streets.
throw back to their local charities.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Come
But
on
I know
now.
one thing they do. They fly to New York City to see Jacob the jeweler. You know what I'm saying? They go get that bling.
They get that.
They get that Tesla truck or whatever it is.
Come on
You know
now.
what I'm saying?
Perfect timing.
Right. They go get that. They go get that. You know what I'm saying? They go get the Balenciaga shoes.
And then when the money run out, they try to go to the church and start getting prayers. You can't do that, man. You can't do that. So at the end of the day, stay
don't
locked
love
in.
the money, man.
Stay locked in
Don't
with
love
God.
the money.
Don't love the money, and you'll get to where you need to go, man.
Word. Now, before we wrap up, let me give you a little bit about what's going on behind us.
Yep.
You know, this is SFA in the building. You know what I'm saying?
We got some work going on.
We got guys really trying to put in the work.
Try to put in some work,
You know what I mean?
man.
This is all young guys, man, getting
You
a
know
lot
what
of
I'm saying?
experience here at SFA.
We got a couple guys in here that's trying to, do something. We got some guys that did a little bit of something. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Juju, come here real quick. Talk to the
Go put a shirt on, Juju. Go put a shirt on.
Hey, Juju, tell them what's going on at SFA real quick.
Yeah, man.
Work. That's all I'm gonna say.
He said that's all he got. That's
You
all
know
he
what I mean?
got.
That's all
Hey,
he got.
hey,
You know what I mean?
Carter, come
Carter
here.
Flag.
Come here, Carter
Come here,
Flag. This is Carter Kenny.
This is-
Come on, hurry up, man.
Hurry up.
On the hop, man. This ain't no timeout.
Right, this is Carter Flag.
This is
right
Carter
here.
Flag right here.
This is our guy from Maine.
This is our Cooper Flag right here.
Come on.
This
a
is
little bit.
our Cooper
Hey,
Flag
this
right
is the guy I
here.
was telling you that came from Maine. He got flag blood, so we call him
You
Carter
see what
Flag.
I'm saying?
Man.
C4
Yo,
right
man.
here.
Hey, so tell him a little bit about SFA. He transferred in from Slim.
Yeah.
And he's been with us for about a month and a half, 2 months now. Give him a little something about what's going on
It's
here.
a big change from the local schools around here, man. SFA is a really big opportunity for everybody, and just, it's the work every day. We in here 3-4 times a day. We get in here at 5 in the morning, man. It's different. You gotta be ready if you want to come, but it's that work, man. You gonna get better.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How have you
Carter
seen it?
Flag from
How have
Maine.
you seen it getting you better in your games day to day? How is Coach B showed you so much that?
Experience, he's showing me so much. Even changing my jump shot, I had some tweaks in it the past couple times, and I'm just getting better every day out here, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, and he is in 8th grade.
Right. Carter Flag. Watch out for him. Give him your socials.
What's my Carter with a 2 instead of the T, I think. Something like that. Search up Carter Kenny, it will show up probably.
Hey, we'll put it on the screen.
We gonna put it on the screen.
Hey, the boy got a little sauce though.
Yeah, he got a little. Yeah,
got a
that's
little
what I'm saying. He
sauce,
got a
though.
little spicy white in him. He got a little layo with him.
Right. Spicy mayo
Come
right
on
here.
now.
Holla.
Oh,
Hey, we got another dude in the building.
We got his evil twin right here. This is evil twin right here.
This grandson.
You know who it is.
Man.
He's talking about Headband Glitch.
AKA Quandell.
AKA
Q3. You know what I'm saying? Tell him about SFA and what you got popping, man.
SFA, my granddad, the coach. I'm really happy that he brought me here. He got my game up the scale. I just want to say shout out to my mom, Nana, granddad. Coach Mike. I want to shout out. My dad. I want to shout out Baby Harry. Everybody, everybody, shout out. TT, everybody. Shout out everybody. That's what I want to say, bro.
You know what it is.
Yes, sir.
We got them two. I got them two. Every weekend I got to deal with both of them two, and them boys be, oh my goodness, what I tell you.
Right. They the future though,
They the
man.
future.
They young. They got some games. We're trying to get them right, man. You know what I'm saying?
Raw and unscripted, as you can see.
Raw, unscripted, man. It's the Gritty Wylie show.
Come
Man,
on
Shout
now.
out to my wife, baby. I love you. Shout out to Don P.
Yup.
What up?
Shout out
Preacher
to fam.
Pat.
Shout out Q, Cam, everybody that's been locked
you got
in.
something you wanna shout out?
Hey,
Something
shout out.
special?
Hey, look.
You got something special
Tape
you
coming
want?
out. 25. We already dropped the single Nostalgia.
Hey, we're gonna have a release party on the show.
Hey, we having a release party on
the
this
next show. We're gonna have the release
I'm trying
party.
to tell you because it's gonna be a day after it drop. We drop it. Hey,
we're gonna have a
everything,
release
you know
party.
it. Hey.
My man Grady, my man Wylie.
You already know what it is.
Hey, check out his music. It's
Hey,
dope.
we gonna have it up there.
Hey, we still gotta put the music video together.
L-I-E. Yeah, we still gotta put
We
it.
gotta put our music video together.
Hottest in the city. Yes,
Yeah,
Wylie
yeah,
and his
yeah,
Gritty.
yeah.
Come on now, you know what it is,
Yeah,
man.
tap
If you
in
wanna
with
know what the work
Coach
is,
B.
come tap in.
Teacher Pat.
Come on now. Come on now.
Hey,
We gonna have it finished up by the end of the season.
Yo,
By the end of
man.
the season, you gonna see the full music video. He gonna have the Versace Versace with the Balenciaga with the hey, he came in here with what you had on, the Hellstar?
I had that shit
he
on.
was he said, I had that shit on.
Yo, man. It's Gritty.
Wylie, we out.